Folks, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I last posted about Pokemon cards, but it is now 2025 and the market has exploded. Today's topic of discussion is to talk about some of the latest Black Star promos, such as the Greninja EX as well as the Kingdra EX, but less so, and compare their performance relative to some of the other popular Black Star promos, namely the Pikachu with the Great Fell Hat, and why I think the Greninja has a lot more potential. So to begin with, let's talk about the Pikachu with the Grey Felt Hat and where this came from in the past. So the Pikachu with the Grey Felt Hat is now risen to new heights never seen before, and the reason for that is because this card is an English exclusive Black Star promo. This was never released in Japanese, Chinese, any of the other languages because you could only get this card during the promotion in 2023 when you purchased an item from the Pokemon Center and it came free with the merchandise that you purchased. You could also get it from the museum, but the museum was a disaster where scalpers were trying to get this promo every day and basically the museum stopped giving them out. So this card is now roughly above 200 US dollars for a raw copy, and a PSA 10 I believe is several hundred. Now, I want to compare the performance of the Pikachu with the Great Fell Hat and why I think the Greninja EX has a lot more potential relative to what it's priced at today. This card came out with the Shrouded Fable collection box. This is a promo for Shrouded Fable set. So this Black Star promo, just look at this card. I mean, compared to Pikachu with the Great Fell Hat, this card is an absolute piece of art. The art, the texture, both of these, both the Kingdra and the Greninja EX, both of these cards are also English exclusives. So that means these are not available in the Japanese language, nor are they available in Chinese and any other language. So it looks like Pokemon Company is producing more and more exclusivity cards in different territories. So this would mean that Japanese collectors, Asian collectors, whatever the language may be, they are also after these exclusive promos, just like how the Great Felt Pikachu is. It's a worldwide sought after card, and it's only available in English. So why do I think that's important? I think this card has a lot of potential, and we're going to now review some of the data to back up my theory. So this card came out in July 2024, about maybe 6 months ago, and this card, if you look at the volume, sales volume, it has basically most of the people who wanted the card bought it early. So this card was priced around $10 and it moved up steadily throughout 2024 until recently it has reached its $25 mark. So basically a raw copy of this card currently goes for $25. But as you can see in the current market, the number of cards being listed is kind of thin. If people start buying this more and more, this will probably go even higher. I think it has a lot of potential to do that because this card is very highly sought after. And here's the kicker, right? If you take a look at where this card comes from, Greninja EX comes from Shrouded Fable. And we know that Shrouded Fable is one of the worst specialty sets created in recent memory because if you take a look at the pricing of all the sealed products, including the Elite Trainer box, it is beneath MSRP. So MSRP for the ETB is $50. Right now, nobody wants Shrouded Fable, so they can't even get rid of it for $35. But when you take a look at the Greninja and the Kingdra EX boxes, they are way above specialty their MSRP price. These retail for $30, but both of these items are actually above retail. So that means the demand for these products are through the roof. As you can see, there's basically not a whole lot of stock left of these sealed products left, and that's because everybody's ripping these products to get the specialty promo card. And with where the prices of this card is at right now, it's about $25. You basically buy the box for this promo. And you think about it, if you think about it, the Pikachu with the Great Felt Hat, you had to buy an item to get the promo for free, which basically means you're paying for the promo itself. There is no difference between the Greninja EX versus the Pikachu with the Great Felt Hat. Both of these are promos that you had to buy an item to obtain. Except the other interesting part is where we are with in terms of quantity, and I think there are a lot more Pikachus out there compared to the Greninja EX. So let's take a look at the graded prices for both of these cards. So first we'll look at the Pikachu. So according to PSA, there are currently a total population of 63,000 graded copies out there. So it looks like most people are grading with PSA probably. I don't know for the other grading companies, but it looks like, look at the pricing, the population report, 26,000 PSA 9 sells for $250. For Pikachu PSA 10 is $700, and there are 32,000 copies of PSA 10s out there. So even with a large population, 30,000, the price of this is astronomical. Now let's take a look at how many graded copies there are for the Greninja. So if we take a look at the Greninja, there's only 9,000 copies graded right now. And as of this today, if you take a look at this, there's only 4,900 graded in a 10. And the graded 10s have been hovering at the $100 mark. The graded 9s are basically the raw copy price, $25. So what does this mean though? It's important to understand that I really think that there are a lot less copies of the Greninja EX out there compared to the Pikachu with the Great Felt Hat. And that's because of one, Shrouded Fable is not a very highly demanded set. Pokemon is not going to reprint Shrouded Fable. They can't even get rid of the product right now. Nobody wants Shrouded Fable. And these promos only come in the collection boxes. They are not going to print additional Greninja EX cards. And if we take a look at all of the sales volume in TCGplayer, in eBay, everybody knows that the current price, you can take the raw card. If you grade a 10, you basically 4x, 5x your money, right? If you do that, most people are ripping the sealed product and trying to find 10s. So I believe the population will probably hover, let's say Shrouded Fable, it's a specialty set. Let's say they printed maybe 50,000, maybe even 100,000 of these. Do you really think there are 100,000 specialty boxes printed for this? I don't think so. Now, if you think about it from a demand perspective, do you think worldwide there are 100,000 people who want this card? I think there are, right? There is unprecedented demand that wants the Pikachu with the Great Felt Hat because it's a unique piece of art and is exclusive to English. But the same case can be made for the Greninja EX. It is English exclusive only, and there's only a certain quantity in the market. They are not going to reprint this. So as the supply of this continues to be bought up and dried up, I think this Greninja EX as well as the Greninja EX has a lot of room to grow. And as these supply dwindles some more, I really think it's a good play to maybe get yourself a PSA 10 copy right now when it's still affordable, because as the raw copies dry up and move up in price, so does the PSA 10s. So with that being said, I think if you like this card, you should buy it right now. I don't think it will get any cheaper in the future, and there's no reprints coming, probably not. And if it stays an English exclusive, well, then it will probably be even more highly sought after, just like the Pikachu with the Great Felt Hat. So if we take a look at the non-graded cards, it looks like these prices continue to move up. People are listing them for above $25 right now. I believe most of these are above $25 once you add in the delivery fee, as well as a lot of these are in auctions and people are buying it up. And if you take a look at the number of copies that are being listed, there aren't that many. So again, it's not just the English audience that's buying these, it's people worldwide, right? People from Asia, Europe, wherever, they want this card. And if you take a look at some of the sold listings, the raw cards, people are buying it. So again, just like what I'm predicting is going to happen, this card will continue to move up. And if you take a look at the graded listings that are being sold, people are buying it now for $150. So all of these graded 10s should be going for $150 because as the raw copies are going up in value, so are the graded copies. Okay, so this next segment is to showcase why I think there are less copies out there compared to the Pikachu with the Great Felt Hat. So going from TCGplayer's website, I am taking a look at their historical sales records, and I'm putting all of this information into a spreadsheet, as you can see. And I've also manually copied all of these values to put it into a graph. So let's take a look at the results. So looking at this, this is the graph that I put together after I filtered down all of the data that was available on TCGplayer. So it goes back all the way to September, up until today's date. Basically, this is what the chart looks like. So the blue lines represent how many numbers of cards are being sold per day, and the orange line represents the price. So the price of the card from September, which it hovered around $10, moved to $25, which is what it is today. And if we take a look at the trends, it does look like the sales volumes are getting lower because there are less cards being listed per day, but also because the price is getting higher. But also, if we take a look at the TCGplayer price history as well as what they provided, when the card came out, and this is how much cards have been sold, basically what we can conclude is that TCGplayer, let's say they sell maybe, I don't know, 25% of the total market value, cards out in the market, right? So from July, when this card came out, up until the last week of December, they've sold maybe 7,200 copies of Greninja EX. Now, I predicted before that they maybe printed 50,000 Greninja EXs. I don't know. We don't know. But my point being is that Shrouded Fable is not going to be reprinted in the future. And this only comes in the specialty set. And we know that as collectors worldwide, because this is an English exclusive, I think there are going to be more than 50,000 people who want this card, right? Even if they don't want it graded, even if they just want one copy. If every one of those 50,000 people just buys one copy of this, right, there aren't going to be enough going around. But because people think that this promo is for free and it comes from a box, it's easily attainable, well, is that really true? Is it really easily attainable? I really think there aren't that many Greninja EX Black Star promos printed, because if you look at the volume and the population reports and everything, it shows that most, if not all, of these copies that are sitting out there are either cracked open with the sealed product being destroyed, and I think this card is, compared to the Gray Felt Hat, a lot better in terms of art quality. It looks better, it's cooler, and there are less quantities out there. There's only 9,000 graded copies compared to Pikachu's 60,000 graded copies, and Pikachu is valued a lot higher. So one of the two things must not make sense. It means Greninja EX right now is highly undervalued. And if you want this, I suggest that you buy PSA 10 right now when it's still hovering around $150. Maybe it'll go up some more in the future. That's what I'm predicting. But yeah, let me know what you think. If you'd like to see more of these videos, let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.